It's magic. It's magic what they did.
Cinema as a medium will always remain.
Let's hope all the kids in all the cities of every corner of India make films because they want to.
Now there's like a full movie industry that mushrooms in Malegaon, and it's gone up to YouTube channels, and it's a multi-million-dollar business right now.
Thank you for speaking to WION. And I want to first ask you this: um, did you guys see any of the source material before you started filming this?
I'd actually seen the documentary in 2015, right after I was taking a gap year between college and my drama school. And I remember just being so fascinated by these people and being like, how did they do this? How did they just decide to get up one day and start making films? It's not we all did. I did that too in college, but not like at the level that these guys did it at, right? It was a much smaller, like a college presentation or whatever. And that took the life out of us. To make like a 5-minute short film in college without knowing about anything. And I saw this and I was like, I was completely in awe.
I would love editing videos with my friends on my laptop, and I would just put that together to a song. And here we have Nasir Sheikh in Malegaon, who perhaps didn't get that laptop. He didn't have the privilege of that house. He didn't have the privilege of that education. And they got together and they made a feature film, man. They used to work in shops and power looms, and they came together as a night shift. So, it's magic. It's magic what they did. And I think that magic is so contagious. I saw those clips years ago. I used to see those clips. I didn't know much more about Nasir. And I saw clips of his work. And I was in love, and I knew this is some of the purest love that cinema will see in our country. Let's hope all the kids in all the cities of every corner of India make films because they want to. And so that's where I am with this film. I love it, man. I love what we made. It's rare. It's a rare piece of cinema. I'm not saying that because I'm in it. It's because of all of us.
Started off in this industry. How much could you resonate with your characters? Because, similar backdrop. They are also struggling. It's a different struggle, of course. But was there anything that is, for personally you could relate to?
I understood Nasir's struggle about not fitting into anything, and then kind of like being like, okay, you know what, enough's enough, and like I've got to do something about everything that's around me, and like where I don't feel like I belong. And I feel like I've had like a similar journey in that sense. Like Nasir, I've also been very fortunate and very lucky in my life. Where things have worked out for me. There are lots of times when I would read a scene and be like, wow, something like this has happened to me in my life, For instance, like the fight between Farhan and Nasir. Like I remember, and it's almost like Nasir uses that fight as a fuel to his ego to do even better, because now he's like, now I have to prove because if my oldest friend has accused me of not knowing anything, it's a very insulting argument, right? Because he's like, तूने मिर्जा गालिब का नाम भी कभी सुना है? ना जुबान आता था, ना दुनिया का कायदा आता तेरे को, बस लोगों का फायदा उठाना चाहता है तू. So it's a very humiliating feeling to be told that by one of your closest friends. And I've had a similar instance in my life, and I've actually used that as like something to propel me forward,
I don't think we'd have taken the jobs if we hadn't related to something, if we hadn't resonated with something in the thing. With almost every character, yeah, I find myself in all of them. And of course, I love Shafiq, and because that's the character I got to eat, and every actor loves the character he gets to play. But all these boys, they're parts of me, and they're different shades of us. The anger and the love and the hurt and the friendship and the jealousy and everything is these boys represent is inside me.
A film like Superboys of Malegaon gets a theatrical release. Is there an OTT versus theatre debate that's still going on? And do you feel that OTT has opened up more avenues for people, or has it limited the theatrical releases, because everybody now watches everything on OTT?
It's not black and white discussion like OTT आया है तो लोग सिनेमा नहीं देख रहे हैं. नहीं यार, हर मीडियम मतलब हर एक प्लेटफॉर्म आता है, जब स्टेज के बाद कोई और कुछ रेडियो आता है तो लोग स्टेज से बढ़ के थोड़े रेडियो में चले जाते हैं. जब रेडियो के बाद शॉर्ट फिल्म्स आती हैं तो थोड़े लोग स्टेज से निकल के शॉर्ट फिल्म्स करने लगते हैं. तो दिस इज नॉट ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट डिस्कशन एज टू OTT आया है तो सिनेमा का क्या होगा. या पीपल are finding it difficult to access films these days because of perhaps of the cost that entails to go, or perhaps the lifestyle that entails to go and watch a film. So they rather watch it at home
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
easier for them, and their days are tough, and they can fit in something on their phone. That being said, for an actor, for an artist, is just another platform. Your job doesn't change.
Cinema is a very community watching experience, and of course, as Shashank said, it's evolved over the years where it's become more and more isolated. Also, like if you want it to be that way, you can just be on your phone and watch it. But feel cinema at its core is you can't compare the two because it's a very different feeling that you get when you're watching with 200 other people, and especially if you're connecting with what you're watching the story and you're responding to it. The collective sighs and the collective oohs and the collective gasps and the collective laughs, it's very infectious. So as Shashank said, I feel like cinema as a medium will always remain.
Is there a favorite moment for both of you? Any favorite scene that you enjoy probably performing in the film as actors? Or as a viewer, if you wanted to, when you watched it, you said, oh, this came out really nice.
The Farokh Nasir scene, when Farokh comes back and they speak to each other, and then you see years have passed and they look at each other and their love is there. That's magic. That's just magic. And then, it's just I raise my hand as to I will fight for these guys. That's the feeling. I love watching.
The casting scenes in the first half where different people keep walking into it and do different things. And also like it lands really well in the film. Like I've seen it a few times now, the film, but every time that montage starts playing, I always keep chuckling to myself. All the characters, and even Farokh going and trying out, and then Shafiq coming and being Amitabh Bachchan. I feel so bad for him at that moment where he's like, Shashank's put his scarf and he's gotten ready and he's just about to say, and then Raju Bhai comes in and steals the show. It just makes you feel so much, that scene. It's beautiful.
Yeah, how brilliant is Raju Bhai and Sanjay Nadech's Siraj, and all those moments those guys bring, and Gyani as Nasir as Adarsh.
What's been the biggest learning while making Superboys of Malegaon?
That perfection doesn't matter. That don't judge yourself, get out of your head, be in your body, have an idea, just go out and try it. Don't overthink it. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to sit with this for 2 years and 3 years and I'm going to sculpt it. I mean, sure, like that also works. But I feel like for me, that is the biggest takeaway, that I'm a chronic overthinker. A lot of times I'm just like, I completely mess things up because I think too much about it. And sometimes that makes it lose the I don't know, the liveliness of things. Just like completely turned his life around, all his friends' lives around, and now there's like a full movie industry that mushrooms in Malegaon, and it's gone up to YouTube channels, and it's a multi-million-dollar business right now with like multiple channels having more than millions of subscribers, and it all boils down to these band of men in the mid-90s who had nothing but passion and conviction that they'll be able to do something. It's just so inspiring.
Just let yourself crumble and remake yourself, and let yourself break and find the love and do it with everybody around you, because that's the only way in this life to do things. We can't do things alone. We can't make films alone. We can't do anything alone in this world. We can do it with the people around us, our community. And I think that's my take from this film.